Okay, this is chapter 6 from the book, chapter called Condensed Notes. So Jay Ream said to me, condensed notes. I was like, is that like condensed milk? What is that? He said, no, Jay, condensed notes means that you take your own set of summary notes for all the important stuff covered in class. You just use an 8x11 notebook. You summarize what's from the lectures, from the textbook, from the practice problems, or any other information source related to that class. And I said, well, why does it work, Jay? Because in the process of making the condensed notes, you're learning the material better. You're reviewing it. You're making decisions about what to put into the condensed notes, what not to put in. You're developing your own form of shorthand and abbreviations. It's your material processed the way you like to have it processed. And this is a deeper level of processing. It leads to a deeper level of understanding and better retention of information. And I said, well, isn't that a lot of extra work? Jay said, no, not really, because once you've made your condensed notes for that subject, that part, you don't need to go back to the book. It's rare to have to go back to the textbook when you got good condensed notes. You can put them into your syllabus for a class if it's a good syllabus. If the teacher has a list of questions, that might be good enough. You can buy an outline formatted text and put them in there. Just depends on what works for you in that class. Jay said, no, it's more efficient. It keeps you refining the material, and before exams, you just go over your condensed notes and you're ready. As Jay said, you don't need to even look at the textbook. It actually saves time in that way. And I thought, that sounds good. Great, Jay, let's take a class together and I can copy your notes. Jay said, no, you have to make your own. It's from making your own condensed notes that you learn. So the individual has to do that himself. And I was like, is that it? And then Jay said, well, you know what? It also helps to draw things out. You can make your own diagrams, your own drawings. There's something about the connection between the hand and the brain when you write stuff out. I like handwritten notes and doing all that. I know some people put all kinds of things on the computer. You could do both, but there is something to be said for handwritten notes. You can carry them to your friend's house. You can carry them to the library. They're very portable. I realize that there's a lot of ways to do it, whatever works for you. So when you draw out a problem, too, you can get a visual sense of it. It's like your working memory is expanded by putting stuff on paper instead of 7 plus or minus 2. Working memory 7 plus or minus 2 is related to like a phone number. So 7, that's why they make them that way. But you draw a picture, you know, one picture worth 1,000 words. Your working memory, you write something down, you can put unlimited amounts on a piece of paper. We're going to talk about that more later, but it's still useful. So Jay said, I said, well, Jay, you're like a genius. Is this just going to work for me? I'm a stupid jock. And Jay said, Pete, this is universal to all mankind. It works for everybody. Everybody learns better when they make their own condensed notes, when they draw stuff out. And I'm like, well, thanks, Jay. You're giving me hope. And I thought, wow, maybe I could really get a real A at Stanford. Third quarter, freshman year at Stanford, using Jay's method of condensed notes and a few other tricks I was gradually picking up on my own, I got straight A's. That summer in calculus, A+. So from there on out, I got straight A's in every single pre-med class, as far as I can remember, including I got A+ in organic chemistry and biology. And these are the major weed-out classes where the California valedictorians are dropping like flies. So from my freshman dorm, there were 12 pre-meds. Only 4 of us got into medical school.